At the beginning of 2019, I decided I wanted to try for an Appalachian Trail through hike. At the time, I was working full-time as a paramedic and I was full-time in nursing school. So the good news is that my job wanted me to continue to work there as an RN. There would be a transition period after I graduated in May. So I would graduate in May and then I'd go take my boards, hopefully get my license sometime in like July or August. And then at that point, I would do an orientation period to be full-time there as a nurse. What I saw was that transition period where I was trying to get my license as the perfect opportunity to take the time off and to be able to go do the Appalachian Trail. To make it possible, I needed a leave of absence. However, this is not the first time I've tried to get a leave of absence. The first time I tried to get a leave of absence was the year before. I had a job offer lined up to be a canoe guide up in the Boundary Waters with the Boy Scout High Adventure Camp, Northern Tier. So I looked up the policies and procedures to see what it would take to get a personal leave of absence. And in the website it says all you have to do for personal leave is fill out the form, put your reason why, how much time you went off, and if your director approves it, it goes to HR, and then if HR approves it, you're granted your leave of absence. So when I read the part about you can get a personal leave for any personal reason, I took that to mean that they don't need to know my reason for why I'm taking the time off. So I got the form, I printed it out, and I filled it out, and when I filled it out, I put in the little box that asks you for why you want this personal leave, I put I want to be outside. That's what I put. I put I want to be outside. I should have put that I'm going to spend my time with the youth, to mentor the youth, trying to build our community, do some volunteer work is how I should have worded it, because that would have been true. Would have been totally true. But no, that's not what I did. I put I want to be outside. So I turned in my form to my director, and she reads it over. She goes, "Logan, are you sure that you want me to turn in this form just like it is?" Of course I do. Of course I do. So she took the form, turned it in, and I got denied so fast it made my head spin. So my first experience trying to get a leave of absence wasn't the best, but you learn from your mistakes, and God knows I've made a lot of mistakes. So I've outlined I need a leave of absence. To make it possible though, I need more than just the leave. The personal leave of absence is only for 3 months. So how can I get the 5 months off that it's going to take to even in a remote stretch be able to finish the trail? And that's with setting ridiculous goals like doing 21 miles a day or something crazy like that. So I sat down and I tried to figure it out. I thought if I get a PRN position, which requires you to work 2 days a month, and combine that with the leave of absence, I'll be able to make it happen. So if it worked out in a perfect world, if everything gets approved, if all the moving parts happen together, I'll take a 3-month leave of absence if it gets approved, and then immediately following that up, I'll go PRN, so I don't have to be back at work for another 2 months if it gets approved. So now I had to get it actually approved. I had to write the email to my director that would make her want to let me go, to let me do this adventure. Last time I got denied pretty quick, so this time I had to really make sure I worded it the correct way to give me the best fighting chance of making it happen. It took me 2 hours to write the email. That was with my brother and his wife's help. Now, imagine the fear and anxiety I had about trying to send that thing in, because what if I get denied? I'm stuck. That's my last chance before I start full-time as a nurse, and then I'm stuck for a year before I can go do anything else. What if they deny me? What if I get approved? They approved me. They let me go. And then now I gotta make it happen. I'm an Eagle Scout, and I probably had 300 miles of backpacking experience already, but we're talking about doing 2,200 miles. So the gear that I had was all from when I was 14, and it was all kind of hand-me-down, well-used, bought secondhand, that kind of thing. So this time, I've got a real job, big boy job. I want to kind of up my game a little bit. So I went ahead and bought a new backpack, a new tent, and a new sleeping bag. The big three to cut down on as much weight as possible. And with those 3 purchases and all the gear I already had, I was able to get my weight down to about 13 pounds, which is pretty good for trying to go super light. Not ultra light, but super light. I got my gear figured out. Now I need to figure out training. At the beginning, I really did take my training seriously. If I had to study, I would put on my backpack and go walk at my local gym with the treadmill with my backpack on and all my gear in it. Anytime I could, I was trying to get my miles in to prepare for this like 2,200 mile adventure. Now keep in mind, I was working full time and I was in school full time, so I had to really make an effort to make it happen. Where I messed up was, I was doing some research on the best ways to train because I'm putting all this effort into it. I want to make sure I'm doing it the right way. This website I found, or maybe it was a YouTube video if I remember correctly, it said you want to train for the trail, but you don't want to overtrain because you don't want that extra wear and tear on your body before you put 2,200 miles of extra wear and tear on your body. And no matter what kind of training you do, you still won't be prepared for the trail because nothing can prepare you for hiking 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. So Smart Logan took this to mean, I don't really need to prepare, right? Because nothing can prepare you for it. Why would I go do all this extra effort just to prepare for something I'm going to do for 5 months anyways? So that's exactly what I did. I'm not going to prepare whatsoever. I'm just going to take it really slowly those first few weeks and kind of let my body ramp up. You know, just take my time, enjoy my time, and just really enjoy it. At this point, I've got work figured out. I've got school figured out. I'll graduate May 4th, and then I'll work 2 days. Then I'm headed off to the trail. My brother's going to drop me off, and then he's going to watch my car for me over the summer while I'm gone. I live at my granddad's, so I don't have to worry about utilities or rent anything. Until May 4th, I just had to worry about graduating nursing school, not failing out. And from that point forward, I'll be hiking for 5 whole months. I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I'm going to try to continue doing these Appalachian Trail videos and what it was like for me to go through it. Just keep looking out for more. I'm an Eagle Scout. I've probably got... Nah.